x at 0, 4. There's our x. Y is at 5, 2 over 5 up 2. C is at 6, negative 4. Wait, I went to 6. Timeout. The y is at 5, 2. Okay, now C is at 6, negative 4. Z is at negative 4, 0. Okay, this is looking like a right trapezoid to me. That means I have a right angle. But maybe not. X is at 0, 4, y is at 5, 2, C is at 6, negative 4. Oh, okay, I graphed one of these wrong. I had a dyslexic moment, and that's why it's good to double check everything, because that wasn't looking like a trapezoid, because I didn't have parallel lines. So Z is at negative 4, 0. There we go. Okay, I do have a pair of parallel lines. These two, XY and CZ. So if it doesn't look right to you, double check and make sure you are plotting them correctly, because you could have just swapped them like I did. Okay, here we go. Since none of these lie on a horizontal or vertical line, we're going to have to calculate the distance for each one. So here we go. That's okay. And I'm going to utilize my graph. So XY, I'm going to set up my horizontal distance and my vertical distance. Okay, so XY is going to equal the square root of the horizontal distance, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll be 5 squared. And again, like you guys were saying from the very beginning, in order to find a distance, you would take the difference between the two values on the number line. So that's why we take the two x values, is because the x-axis runs horizontally, and it's just finding the difference between those two values. So, and it will come out to be 5. So 5 squared plus our vertical distance is going to be 1, 2, and it's down, so negative 2 squared. So xy, and for the sake of my room, I'm going to just talk this out really fast. Not really fast, but 5 squared is 25, plus negative 2 squared is 4. So I'm going to have the square root of 25 plus 4, which is the square root of 29. Okay, so then I'm going to come over to here, square root of 29, that's 5.38. They want it to the nearest tenth, so I'm looking at the hundredth. That is an 8. That means it's closer to 5.4 than it is to 5.3. So I don't know why that is being, and there's my lovely background. Negative 4, 0. Okay, so 5.4. Oh, Okay. .4. That's what it came out to be. And I'm not going to switch back and forth till the very end anymore. Okay, so this is 5.4. About. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing for y to c. And there we go. So y to c. So again, I'm going to have yc is going to equal the square root of the horizontal distance, which is 1, squared, plus the vertical distance, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since it's down, it will be negative. So then I'm going to talk this out. yc is going to equal the square root of 1 squared is 1 plus negative 6 squared. So negative 6 squared is 36. So 1 plus 36 is going to be 37. And because this vanishes every time, I'm going to just hold off until I go and use the calculator. Alright, so the next one, we're going to have c to z. And that's going to equal the square root, again, of our horizontal distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And because I went backwards, it's going to be negative 10. And that's going to be squared plus our vertical distance, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Which will come out to be, whoops, that's not what I wanted, but that'll work. Which will come out to be negative 10 squared is 100. 4 squared is 16, so 100 plus 16 is 116. So I'll have the square root of 116. And then our last one is going to be from z to x. And there's my triangle. Zx is going to equal the square root of our horizontal distance, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 squared. And again, you can use the points for z and x, and it will come out to be the same. Plus, and my vertical distance is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 squared is 16, and 16 plus 16 is 32. So now I'm going to go over to our calculator and simplify all of these. And they want the perimeter, so then I'm going to add them up. Oops. Okay, so we have, and I'm hiding all of these because I wrote it down, the square root of 37, which is rounded to the nearest tenth, 6.1, because the 8 is bigger than 5, and then we're going to have the square root of 116, and that is going to be 10.8 because the 7 in the hundredths place rounds the 7 in the tenths place up. And then we're going to have the square root of 32. And that equals 5.7 because the 5 in the hundredths place is going to round the 6 in the tenths place up. Okay, now it wants our perimeter, so I'm going to add up all of my side lengths. So 5.4 plus 6.1 plus 10.8 plus 5.7, which is 28. So then we're going to come over here, and this is going to be 28 units. Great job! So now, based on our calculations, which polygon has the smallest perimeter? So I think 19 is looking like it is the smallest one. So the rectangle has the smallest perimeter because it's smaller than all of the other numbers. There we go. So there's your example.